The Marching Roundtable is proud to be an official media partner of Drum Corps International.
Thanks for coming to the Marching Roundtable YouTube channel, sharing great information to help you succeed in all the marching arts. While you're here, we hope you'll subscribe.
We are inviting them into the Bluecoats family by opening up the show early to them, so they get to be a part of like this kind of secret that we've been keeping to, which I think they find exciting. They're truly getting the Bluecoats experience. We pride ourselves in having an educational team at the Bluecoats who's going to make every performing member of the ensemble better than when they came in. And so that includes musically, visually, whatever. And I think that same philosophy carries over to the Blue Way. Our Blue Way, each track is headed by a member of the drum corps staff. So they really are getting a taste of what our educational approach is, and hopefully getting lots of, those tangible skills like playing their instrument better, but also intangible skills of how to be a performer, how to interact with people in a positive way, and taking those with them as well.
Hey everybody, this is Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts. Thanks for listening to the Marching Roundtable. I am here today to talk about Bluecoats. Who doesn't want to talk about Bluecoats? Of course, the reigning DCI World Champions. And we have Liz Clayton with us today. Liz, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Thank you.
I'm doing great. And Peyton Grunzke's with us as well. Peyton, how are you?
I'm doing swell. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for stopping in the middle of the summer. Everybody, we're recording this on July 8th, which is just when the season is really getting going. The Corps is phenomenal. So Liz, man, another great season for the Bluecoats.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've had one show under our belt. Unfortunately, the other one got rained out, but we were able to do a lovely standstill performance, which was so much fun for everybody who was able to attend that. But we're really excited. We're right now at the University of Minnesota for a few rehearsal days before we head off for our next few shows, and then of course down to Broken Arrow in Texas next week. So we're really excited to kind of really kick things off here and get started.
Absolutely. Everybody, we're going to be talking about the Blue Way Summer Arts Camp in just a minute. But Peyton, you said that you are home for a few days, thank goodness. So tell me about your summer.
Yeah, I was with the Bluecoats on their brass staff for the first portion of spring training, and then I teach a lot of drum major leadership marching arts camps. So I've done that a little bit throughout June, and then we obviously had the Blue Way Summer Arts Camp towards the end of June. And I finally got a little break here now at home to visit my dogs and my own bed, and then I'll head back with the Corps this weekend. So
wonderful. Well, super exciting, everything that's going on with the Corps. And Liz, one of the things that's so cool about the Bluecoats is you guys have all of this stuff going on that I don't think everybody knows. All of this community outreach, all of these opportunities that you're sharing, all the super smart educators and musicians that the Bluecoats have around them. You're sharing this in all these different ways. And one of the ways is the Blue Way Summer Arts Camp. So let's start there. What is this arts camp? How did this come to be?
Yeah, so the Blue Way Summer Arts Camp, we've run different programs and educational events kind of under the Blue Way name for many years now, probably going back to 2016 or earlier. So this is kind of the latest iteration of the Blue Way that we have taken on. But for the past 3 years now, we've operated a summer arts camp at our spring training facility. So we bring everyone into the University of Mount Union. We're really very lucky that we've signed a partnership deal with the University of Mount Union. So that's our spring training home for the next few years. It was a 5-year deal, but we signed it a couple years ago. But we just love the whole community there. It's right in our home county, actually, of Stark County. So it's 30 minutes away from our office. And it's just really convenient for us. And again, it's just really allows us to invest a lot in Stark County and invest in our local community. So everyone at the University of Mount Union is really great, and everyone in Alliance is really great. They like to hear the Corps rehearse all of spring training. And then we get to bring in a whole bunch of people at the end of spring training for a few different events, actually. So the Blue Way Summer Arts Camp is the main educational event that we run that last weekend of spring training. But we also run, and it kind of feeds into this directly, the Bluecoats opening night community celebration on the last night of spring training, really. So the Blue Way performers, or the Blue Way students, get to perform at the opening night community celebration, and we also bring in all of the drum corps from Ohio. So we have Rogues Hollow Regiment, Cincinnati Tradition. It's really an amazing event. Brings in a little over 1,700 people to Alliance, Ohio, and we have a nice kickoff before tour ends.
So, Peyton, this is one of those amazing opportunities that sometimes drum corps are able to provide where, like, a regular mere mortal out there in the world who just loves band and loves their instrument can, like, brush elbows with these superstars in the Bluecoats. Tell me about how that feels for those kids.
Yeah, they're ecstatic every year. And it like kind of reinvigorates, for me at least, and for the rest of the staff, like our love of the activity because you get to see it through their eyes. So they're so pumped. We get messages leading up to the event. How do I prepare this particular music thing? Because they learn music that they will perform alongside the drum corps members. So it's something that they know the Bluecoats are playing and they just want to get it right because they want to be a member of the drum corps. That's kind of what we offer is the Blue Way experience for a weekend. So I remember seeing the excitement leading up to it, and then we try to provide as many opportunities for them to interact with the drum corps as possible. So they do joint meals together, we do joint rehearsals, and they also get to observe the drum corps rehearsing from afar, so they can kind of see it in its more original environment. But in all those different ways, you see like the excitement is so palpable, how pumped and energetic and optimistic they are about the meeting the drum corps members, and also realizing that they're real people. Sometimes from afar it's like they seem like they're on a pedestal and maybe they're not, it's not something that's achievable for them, but I think that's the best thing that they get out of it is when they're interacting with the drum corps members, they're like, oh, this could be me. So that's, I think, the most exciting part of it all.
Right, like Liz, the idea that these students can like have lunch next to these sort of superstar members, like she said, like it really you realize, oh, they're like me, and it makes me feel like my potential is bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, there's so many parts of the experience that are so great. Again, just getting to have lunch with them, all that. I always see the Blue A students going, and when they get to be right in front of the horn line, when they're in the arc warming up, they're always so excited. Or being in the circle, it's just so fun for them. And that's an experience you don't get when you're a fan, being all the way in there. So it's so great. It's cool. They all leave really excited about drum corps, but also excited about marching band and excited to go back to their programs and bring that excitement back. And honestly, I had parents also who dropped off their kids and stayed for the weekend and were just thrilled to know that the Bluecoats rehearsals were open and that they couldn't hang out for the weekend. So,
Sure.
it's also cool for the parents, and some of the parents are Bluecoats alumni as well. So it's just a great way to really get people excited and again, to bring that back to their band program.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Peyton, I would think that there's no doubt that that sort of energizing, exciting experience rubs off on everybody when you show back up at your own band.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the, we pride ourselves in having an educational team at the Bluecoats who's going to make every performing member of the ensemble better than when they came in. And so that includes musically, visually, whatever. And I think that same philosophy carries over to the Blue Way. Our Blue Way, each track is headed by a member of the drum corps staff. So they really are getting a taste of what our educational approach is, and hopefully getting lots of, those tangible skills like playing their instrument better, but also intangible skills of how to be a performer, how to interact with people in a positive way, and taking those with them as well.
Yeah, I remember as a young musician, just hearing great musicians play with great tone and great sound and standing up tall, like it changes your own approach to your instrument and your performance because, well, Liz, as you know, like when you can be around great musicians, it changes you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really such a great experience, and we get to Peyton and I get to watch the Blue Way students watch ensemble, and that brings me to tears almost every year, honestly, because they are so excited to get to watch it, especially because they're getting to see it right before anyone else has seen it. They're coming into spring training. We haven't revealed our show yet, so they're also getting an inside look, but it's moving to watch them be moved by it. This year we expanded the summer arts camp, so for the past few years we've done a performance camp, but we extended it from 2 days to a 4 day camp and added in 2 days of a leadership symposium. So we had quite a few of the students actually come in for those first 2 days, and they, just because of the timing, got to watch the dress rehearsal, the Bluecoats dress rehearsal. So
Wow.
Yes, so they're sitting in ensemble and the drum corps comes out in their costumes and they do a full run and it's just amazing. And it's also great for the drum corps because they get an audience for the first time, but the Blue Way kids are tearing up and screaming and bluing and it's so beautiful. And some of the drummers, because they learn a bit of a show excerpt, the drummers are padding along in the stands with things like it's so cool to watch.
Wow, like you're actually giving students the opportunity to see the show and find out about the show before anybody else. I mean, in these days of drum corps with the super secret everything, like I understand how that works, but like that is exciting. Peyton, they had to just be over the moon.
Oh yeah, it's so fun. And we kind of prime them, like we are inviting them into the Bluecoats family by opening up the show early to them. So they get to be a part of like this kind of secret that we've been keeping to, which I think they find exciting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really just they're truly getting the Bluecoats experience.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting, and I just love everything happens. I even love the fact that the Bluecoats members get to feel special because I remember when I was marching and like you're in your uniform or you're just at rehearsal and everybody is like, oh wow, look, that guy's he's in the corps, and I just remember that felt good to me. So I like that the Bluecoats members are getting some of that sort of good feels out of all this.
Yeah, we had some of them come up to us after and say things like, "Oh, I have a fan club now. They're all yelling my name when I play my solo," the Bluecoats kids. Because, they're all so excited and it's a super cool community. It's a way for them to interact. We actually have a few members of the drum corps who did the Blue Way back before they were members of the drum corps. So for them especially, it's so cool to get to see all these the Blue Way students come in and do this and know that they were that at one point. It's just really cool.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that because I think that's a key point. Is like people are always saying, like you need to get in there and see what it is and try it and like go to the audition, even if you don't think you're going to make it, like go have the experience, get the feedback, see what it's like get in there. And so this is another opportunity for the students to sort of get their feet wet, get in the middle of it. Peyton, I love that idea that this might actually lead to them being in the corps eventually.
Yeah, and like I said, all of our tracks are run by actual Bluecoat staff members. So you know that uh, educationally, pedagogically, the things that they are teaching are going to align with what we are looking for in our audition process. So it really does kind of fill that niche as well. And I think something interesting as a woodwind player myself, we do open our winds track to brass and woodwind. So even for people who might not think the drum corps is originally for them, this is kind of a gateway where they can at least get the experience. And if it intrigues them, maybe they'll find another way to participate in the activity like I did. So.
Yeah, and as we said before, it's a way to be around great musicians, be inspired. If you're a flute player or a bells player, it doesn't matter. Like get in there and have the experience. Liz, this is exciting that the Bluecoats are doing this. Like this is extra work for everybody, but what a way to give back to the community.
Yeah, it's really fun. Again, it's like Peyton said, it's inspiring to watch all of them come in and, run check-in and have a whole bunch of them just kind of coming in and getting ready. We have a commuter track for people who want to kind of come back and forth who maybe live nearby. But we also have so many people coming from far away or who just want an overnight experience. So we do have a residential option where they stay in dorms on, again, the same campus that the Bluecoats are staying on. So they're really getting a part of the experience. But we had this year actually almost over half of the students were from out of state this year. So it's really reaching people from all over, which is great. And then as a way to invest in our local community, we do also extend through the program Play It Forward, all of the students of Enrichment, which is a nonprofit in Canton, an affiliate of ours that offers free after-school programming to youth in Canton. So we offer all of their students free full ride scholarships to come to the Blue Way. So it's a great way for us to get involved with enrichment and their programming and kind of have some cross functionality there with the affiliation. But we do also do a couple of scholarships through the Frank Pasquarella Memorial Scholarship Fund, two full ride scholarships for students in North Canton as well. So it's, again, we have a lot of people coming from out of state, but we also make sure that we're really investing in our community directly. And being in Stark County allows us to do that. So.
Yeah, I love that whenever I'm talking to people from drum corps and they're talking about their own community back home where they are housed. And I think this is really powerful stuff. And it helps all of drum corps to be seen that we're not just that touring organization that doesn't care about the people back home. I love that. Didn't you say something also about there being a group that could possibly get free registration to the camp?
Yeah, so that's Enrichment, that nonprofit that operates in
Okay.
Canton. Yes, so we offer full ride scholarships to them, and that's again, yeah, an affiliate of Bluecoats. So it's
Okay, that's what you
such
said.
a cool,
Wonderful.
yeah, it's such a cool opportunity for them. They run, so Enrichment runs a drum line and dance line, so they typically send some students from their drum line and dance line. So they are students who are already going through Enrichment's programming, so they have a lot of background in dance and in drumming specifically. But it's so great for them to come in and have a bit of a different experience than what they get in Enrichment. And it's, again, cool for us to get to connect with those kids directly because typically they're at the beautiful Enrichment Arts Education Center doing their own programming and they come in and they perform at our events, but it's a way for us to kind of embed ourselves together, which is wonderful.
So you mentioned dance. So is there also like a color guard dance track here as well?
Yes, so we have marching, percussion, woodwinds, and then we have a color guard track and a drum major track. So we have all of that. But yes, we have a pretty large color guard program or color guard track. They spin flag and they do dance. They actually perform alongside the woodwinds at the opening night community celebration. So they're performing their little ditty choreography alongside the woodwinds.
Cool. I love it. This is really interesting. I love it. And all this happens at the University of Mount Union, which I gotta tell you, if I was gonna go, everybody, I would sign up and like stay and have the whole experience because we're not talking about sleeping on the gym floor here, right? We're talking about Peyton, we were talking about how much we loved our showers. We were talking about tour earlier, a minute, everybody. But like Peyton, like we're in a dorm room, like so it's a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than a gym floor. They are academic dorms, so if you think back to your college days, it's going to be like that experience. But for a
Sure.
lot of these students, this might be the first time they're getting away and doing that full kind of sleepaway experience. And so we think it's really positive. You know, there's nice bathrooms, there's functional showers, so it's a pretty pleasant time in comparison to maybe the drum corps that we know and love from the past.
Yeah, no, I love that. It sounds really good. So, Liz, this is great. I love that the Blue Coats are doing this. Now, if I'm interested, where do I go to find out about this?
So of course, registration is closed for this year since we just operated the camp at the end of June. But
Sure.
we typically open registration around November, and it will be at bluecoats.com/theblueway. And you'll find all of the information there right now from this past year. So if you're looking to learn more about what the experience might look like and what all of the different experiences that we offer, it's all there right now. But we typically do launch registration in November.
Absolutely. And everybody, I'll have a link where this podcast is located, the Marcher Roundtable, where you can find it really easily, or just go to bluecoats.com, right? And it's all there. I love this. I got to tell you, I think it's almost worth signing up just to be like on the inside. I get to find out about the show first thing. Like that is pretty cool. I love that they got to have that experience because it is all super secret. And who wouldn't want to be there for the first dress rehearsal? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, it's such a cool experience and one that you can't get in any other way with our organization specifically. So it's very cool to, get to see them all and they all come in. And of course, yes, they're getting an inside look. They also are really coming back home with, improved skills and having worked on things and a whole bunch of new friends. We create a Slack channel for them every year just to do some communication or a workspace actually. And we delete it a little bit after because we don't monitor it all of the time. So we just delete the whole workspace. But I told them that I was going to delete the workspace and all of the messages from all of them saying, no, oh no, it's going to be gone. And they're all adding each other on Instagram and making sure they have each other's contact information. So it also forms bonds and you're meeting people that you wouldn't typically meet who are maybe not even maybe who are from near you, but maybe are from a different state. So it's really widening their perspective as well.
Yeah, I mean, band director, come on, send your kids to a camp and get them all excited and then have them come back and spread that through your whole program. That's pretty cool. You even mentioned leadership training, the whole thing. So sounds great. So Peyton, you're about to head back with the Corps. Tell me what's going to happen next year in your summer.
Yeah, I jump back on, I think as they're heading towards Broken Arrow this weekend. So I'll be with them for a Texas tour. And um, I think I'll stay through almost Allentown. And then I head off. I'll be back. We're doing actually a joint clinic. The Bluecoats is with US Bands, and I think the Blue Devils is also sponsoring that. So I'll be back on for that as part of my education role with the Bluecoats, and then I'll get to see them through DCI finals. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, of course, having another banner year on the show is just wonderful, super creative, and amazingly musical as always. And that design team is ridiculous, and the performers are just so talented. So we are all excited to be able to witness what the Bluecoats bring to the field each year. So Liz and Peyton, thank you for stopping to talk to me, and thanks for all you do for the Corps and for all those students through all these community events too.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's been so great getting the opportunity to talk to you about this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Marching Arts Education is the home of the Marching Roundtable podcast. We give you access to the top marching arts professionals through live webinars, podcasts, videos, interviews, and online coursework. With over 1,000 podcasts and hundreds of webinars and videos, there are hours of great professional development for you and your staff. Imagine what you could do with so many great new ideas from the top professionals in our activity. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and sign up for our newsletter to find out about the latest podcasts, webinars, and new content. Find all of this and sign up at marchingartseducation.com.